up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing okay. I have a little confession to make. I feel like I'm really wonky. You're currently on top of my sharp spin. I feel like every time I do any sort of filming in here it just looks so crazy. But I've already explained this is like my TPN / walk-in wardrobe room, so it just looks really crazy in the background. But my confession is I have not uploaded a video in a couple of weeks, and it's not because I didn't record anything. I did. I actually made a whole entire vlog and came to edit it. I was about to post it last Sunday and I was like, do you know what? I cannot post this. I cannot post this. Reason being, I recently have not been mentally stable. Let's just say that. I have really been struggling, to be completely honest with you. Since coming out of hospital, I've really struggled to not just adjust to being back at home, but adjusting to my new life, what the hell has just happened to me. I feel like when you're at home after a long stay in hospital, you have a long time to process things and actually think about things that happened to you, and I've really been struggling, and I feel like that really reflected on the last vlog that I did. And I'm not posting it because I'm trying to pretend that I am okay. It's not like that. But I just feel like after everything that's happened recently, I'm really trying to focus on more of the positives in my life, and I'm trying to work really hard. And I thought, I want to do this vlog, let's just start scratch, because I've actually been feeling much better this week. So I just thought, let's start from scratch again. I don't want to post that. I want to speak to you without crying and, you know, have an actual normal vlog where I don't watch it back and I'm like, that is the most saddest vlog I've ever seen in my life. And like I said, I'm not posting it because I'm always completely honest with you. Like, if I'm struggling, I will say to you, I am struggling bad, and I have been struggling really bad. But I just want this video to be a proper catch up about sort of what's gone on in the last few months in my life, what's changed, you know, show you a bit of my TPN stuff, because obviously I've only kind of posted like my birthday vlog really since I've been at home, and I didn't really kind of update you on a lot of things on that. So I'm starting again, and the reason I'm filming now is because it's my mum's birthday today and I'm about to get ready because we're going to be going out shortly. So I thought, while I'm sat down, while I am like about to get ready, let's chat. So update wise, I should have really wrote things down because I can't even remember what I need to update you on now. First things first, so I had an appointment a couple of weeks ago with my dietitian team / nutrition team / doctor, all about my current situation. So since I've been at home, you kind of have something. Is it an MDT meeting? I feel like it's an MDT, but I don't know what that stands for. I'll have to Google it. It's just basically a review, you know, how you're getting on, how your blood's looking, you know, how you're coping on TPN, blah, blah, blah. So you have one of them every like 4 weeks or something. So I went for my first one as an outpatient. So I just got a few updates to tell you about that. So the first thing to tell you is when I came out of hospital, which is really weird because Sophie actually commented on one of my videos, I'm sure it was Sophie, and she was like, one of the things that I'm like so shocked at is how your hair has stayed okay since being like the state I was in, malnutrition. And I was really shocked. When I was in hospital, I was quite shocked at how okay my hair had stayed. And bear in mind, I have really thick hair, like I've always had thick hair, so I think that's one of the blessings that I had, you know, because it was so thick to begin with. But when I was in hospital, I wasn't really noticing my hair actually dropping out, and I was so thankful for that because obviously Like, I feel like when you're going through so much, like one thing after another, it just really knocks you. My periods, on the other hand, was horrific. But yeah, my hair seemed to be okay. However, I'm just going to insert a little clip. So I've been at home now for 8 weeks. Can you actually believe that? So literally 2 months. And after about a week of being home, my hair started falling out. And when I say falling out, I mean chunks and chunks and chunks of it. And I was so panicking because I was like, I've been at home, I'm getting better. Like, how is my hair falling out now? And it really, really upset me. And like, I think that was one of the things like impacting my mental health as well. Like, just like another thing on top of everything. By the way, I'm putting my foundation on my hands. So I just watched a video on TikTok of this girl doing it without the brush. I'm just seeing if it is actually any better. I haven't done makeup in so long. Like, I did it for my birthday, but apart from that, so I feel like I don't have a clue what I even do anymore. Anyway, yeah, so my hair started falling out and I was so stressed about it. I'm just going to insert a video that I took. I can't remember when this actual video was, but I basically took this video of when I had to brush my hair, and I'm just going to show it you now.
I'm just currently sat in front of the fire because it's literally like minus something outside. But I just thought I'd speak to you about something that's been like really playing on my mind the past few days. So obviously my body went into full malnutrition. Now that affected my body in like numerous different ways, but one thing that I didn't find was happening like loads and loads, a lot of my hair falling out. I was definitely getting like more hair loss than normal, but I think because I started off with very, very thick hair that it benefited me in that way because it wasn't already thin to begin with. But over the past like 2 weeks, I've been noticing that every time I've been brushing my hair, or if my mum's ever washed my hair for me, there's been a lot more coming out. Now my mum has washed my hair this morning and it's now dried, and while she was washing my hair, like, and she was obviously going like this like through my hair, there was quite a lot coming out. Now I cleaned my brush about, I think it was yesterday, and I haven't used it since, and I've just brushed my hair now and I've just pulled this off my brush, which I'm not gonna lie, like I do not think that is normal for that amount to come out just from brushing my hair once. And it had already been washed as well, so like hair had fallen out during that, but like there's like quite big like clumps in it. I just find that that's quite a lot from one hairbrush, which I'm just finding very strange because I've been on TPN for like over a month now, like maybe like a month and a half, and if anything I thought that my hair would get better. And don't get me wrong, like it still does look thick, like I was saying, I think I was lucky because I've got sort of like had thick hair like a lot, but my scalp's quite sore, like not sore to the point where it's like painful, it's just very tender. Like when I'm touching my head, I'm very aware that it's quite sore, if that makes sense.
So yeah, that video was like at the start of it, and it got much worse than that as well. But I think, like I said, because I've got thick hair, I sort of had hair to lose, if that makes sense. Gosh, look how pale my neck is. I have not been outside properly in like six months. I am so pale. But yeah, anyway, I went to this dietitian meeting, and one of the first things I said before I even went into anything else, I was like, why is my hair falling out? Please tell me why my hair is falling out. And he was like, oh, that's a really good thing. And I looked at them and was like, sorry, what? It's a good thing, is it? I don't think it is. They was like, no, that literally means that your hair is like rejuvenating. Is that the right word? I don't know. They said sometimes this can happen when your body is like in full malnutrition. Your hair goes kind of like into shock and just like either stops growing or stops shedding and things like that. So all the hair that I should have naturally shed, because you lose quite a lot of hairs naturally a day, just didn't happen. And then when I got home, it all started naturally shedding. So in the last 2 weeks or so, it's got so much better. She said it probably will take a few months for it to go back to normal and stop coming out as much, but you will notice that you're just basically losing what you should have lost. But don't worry about it because it'll grow back fine. But yeah, so basically my hair was falling out, and now it seems to have stopped. It's still falling out a little bit, so compared to what it was. So when you look at my hair, you'd literally be like, your hair has not been falling out, which you can't even, from the outside I feel like you can't tell, but in myself I know that it has, because when I put my hands like underneath there, I can feel loads and loads and loads of like really, really thin patches, either bald or just a lot thinner than it usually is. And I've noticed that I've just actually had a shower, but I'll try and show you another time, but I've got a lot of tiny like bristle bits, and I think it's where it's falling out and then it's growing back. So yeah, that was the first thing. So although I was literally like in so much shock that it started happening, thankfully we're okay right now. We're doing all right. So the second thing to update you on is, in this dietitian meeting they said that everything is looking really, really good. I've lost my concealer. Just coming on, hold on, found it. So they basically said that everything's looking really well in regards to my bloods. My liver's handling the TPN really well. I am now approximately 8 stone 4, which obviously I got down to 6 stone 9, so that is absolutely incredible. Like I said, face is back to normal me, just needs the rest of my body to catch up. The other thing to update you on is, kind of don't know how I feel about this, to be completely honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, when I first heard it I was kind of like extremely disappointed. So obviously since being at home there was a few more things I had to do, if you remember me telling you. So I had to have some biopsies done of my small bowel, but they needed me to be in a bit of a better state to be able to like put me in sedation and stuff, and also to get referred to the intestinal failure unit at Salford. Now when I was in this meeting I said to the consultant, I've still not heard back from the intestinal failure unit yet, like I've not got an appointment through, should I be concerned? And she just kind of said, oh yeah, we're not referring you to them anymore. I was like, what? I thought I was seeing them, like that's what I've been waiting on. Anyway, what she basically explained is that she has spoke to them a lot of times about me, about my case, and they have asked all the questions like, have you done this, have you done that, have you tried this, is she on TPN, is, you know, just basically asked all these questions. And apparently Preston had already done everything that the intestinal failure unit would have done, so at this moment in time they don't need to see me because they can't put any more input into my case. There's nothing more that they can do for me because I've got slow motility in my stomach, extremely rapid transit in my intestine, and then slow again in my colon. That's why they're saying it's really, really, really rare. There isn't much that they can actually do at this point, which I was really disappointed in, because I feel like at this point, you know, I feel like I've been still remaining hopeful that, although yeah I'm on TPN and things weren't looking good, I was still remaining hopeful that once I saw the intestinal failure unit they could sort of tell me what's happening and, you know, what they can do. Can I come off TPN in the future, just get me back to my normal state? And I think that's why I've been so down, because, you know, hearing the words from the consultant directly that there isn't really anything right now, we don't know what to do. And she even said, like, we can't sit here right now and say, yeah, you can come off TPN, or if you're ever going to be able to come off on TPN, we just don't know. We have absolutely no idea, you know, basically what's caused this or what to do. We don't ever come across it. Even the intestinal failure unit haven't got any answers. So the plan basically is to have these biopsies, which I've been booked in to have done on the 22nd of February, which is great. It's going to be one by one of my normal doctors as well, so I'm really happy about that, because he's done the endoscopies before on me and I know he's really good at it. So I have to have that done, and apparently once that's been done I'm going to get brought up at a regional MDT meeting. I really need to Google what that stands for. So once I've been sort of brought up in that, apparently it's like a regional meeting with like loads of different doctors and consultants, and they can sort of all discuss my case and, you know, say, give their input in it. So it's going to be like doctors from like all around the world, as far as my understanding is, which is obviously really great. That is what I need. Like, I feel like the more people that are in on my case the better. But me and my mum have had a discussion and both said to each other that, you know, no matter what, I do want to see the intestinal failure unit, even if they've said it can't do anything for me. If it means me having to pay £250 for a private appointment, I will do it. I just feel like, you know, a team can't say, oh, we don't know what to do, so we're not going to see her. You know, my GP gastroparesis doctor in Salford is absolutely incredible. We all know there is no cure for gastroparesis. Every time I see him, it's just kind of like asking me how I am. You know, there's still no cure, but, you know, I'm glad you're stable. And he keeps me on his book. So, you know, I just feel like it's silly not to see them just because they can't do something. So me and mum have had the discussion that no matter what, we are going to see them. Even if I have to wait in Salford waiting room and wait till the consultants come out, I will see them. Like, I just feel like no matter what, I need their input. So that's just a few updates on that meeting and obviously about my biopsy. So at this moment in time, like I said, I feel like that is why I have been slightly down, because I kind of had high hopes from seeing the intestinal failure unit, and, you know, sort of hearing that we don't know what we're doing. Really, it's not anything against the doctors, it's against my actual condition and the rarity of it. Apparently they just don't come across it very often, which is really frustrating. But I think just hearing that and knowing again, like maybe thinking like this, what's going on right now is that is it, like that is what's going to happen. But I'm still remaining hopeful. I'm having these biopsies done on the 22nd, so let's just go from there. Apart from that, update you on other situations. I have actually returned to work. Can't remember if I told you that or not. I'm only doing 8 hours a week, 4 hours on each day. So on a Monday and Wednesday I am doing 4 hours, and then on a and then I'm off the rest of the week, which I'm really happy about. It's given me some sort of like form of stability back in my life. So really glad about that. Apart from that, I just feel like I need to update you like on other random things that's happened like in my life, not just health wise. Like obviously the last time we properly caught up was before I went to Benidorm, which, can I advise, was in May. So I just feel like I want to do this vlog. I want to really catch up with you on it, because like I said, the last vlog I recorded was just literally like, it just wasn't right. And like I said, I'm not trying to hide how I'm truly feeling, it's nothing like that. I just feel like it just wasn't right. I didn't want to have that vlog as like one of my catch-up vlogs with you, so I'm scrapping it. I'm starting again. I'm sorry I missed a week, but you're gonna have to bear with me at the minute. I'm really like, I'm going through all the emotions, but I'm honestly trying my absolute hardest, I do swear. I'm trying really hard to remain positive, but I'm also very aware that I need to also realise my feelings and not put everything in the cupboard and just kind of think, oh, I'll deal with them emotions later. I am really trying. I am starting therapy on Monday, which is therapy that is actually like a inpatient one. It's gonna be a video call, and it's gonna be 10 sessions once they've reviewed me, but it's just basically provided in from the hospital. So I'm looking forward to that, because I actually did meet with one of the psychologists when I was actually in Preston, and he was really nice. There's just a lot of things going on in sort of my head that I feel like I need to speak to a therapist about, and I'm very pro therapy. I have been for a long time. I feel like everybody in the whole entire world should go to therapy, just to kind of let your feelings out and cope with them and learn how to cope with them. So I'm starting that on Monday. But apart from that, medically wise, I truly wish I had other updates for you, but there's literally not really anything, which is really disappointing to know that we are no further with, you know, what's going on with me. I look so orange in this light. I've got my ring light on behind the camera because the lighting in this room is so terrible. But yeah, they're the only other updates I need to tell you about, and let's commence the rest of this vlog. This has been an extremely long intro, and I'm so sorry about that. But we have literally like a year's worth of catching up to do, so just bear with me. But I hope you don't mind if these vlogs are longer. I don't know how you actually all feel about that. Do you prefer short vlogs or long vlogs? Let me know and I will take that into consideration whether I need to stop doing long intros like this. So welcome to the vlog, and I'm just going to carry on getting ready. I'm going to definitely show you some of my TPN stuff in this vlog and a few other updates about random stuff. I've got hot blackcurrant and that is perfect temp. Right, I'm going to carry on getting ready. Catch up with you shortly.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't be without you. I've tried and I failed. So can we work it out? Only time will tell. Why do you keep telling me nothing? But I know all your flaws, at least they say something. Still I try to connect with you through your eyes. Your eyes. What is on your mind? I think it's time to speak. I have crossed the line, but no, not just me.
Whew, okay, so I'm all ready. It's really cold outside, but basically I'll just show you what I've got on quickly. Just basically you've got these like flared trousers on, and this is the worst thing ever, and I've just put this shirt on, but it's really cold so I need to put my coat on. Update on how my Hickman line is. So I'm just gonna be thinking of updates every time in this. Yeah, so a few vlogs ago, I can't remember which one it was, I'd commented saying I find it really uncomfortable wearing my Hickman line like tucked into something. I feel like when it's over the top of something it doesn't pull as much. I think it was Frankie that commented on my video and was like, she'd been told that it's actually better to keep it on top of whatever you're wearing anyway for bacteria purposes, and I'm sure somebody else did mention that to me. But I have these Q-Rose caps on the bottom of it to prevent it from anything anyway, but it made me feel a little bit better when Frankie said that, because I don't really like having it on show. So like if I've got something on, I'll always have something like that anyway, so you can't really see it. But not that I'm embarrassed of it, I just can't be bothered with the stairs. Like I'm not at that point where I can like deal with it yet. But yeah, I felt better that Frankie said that she wears it on top of stuff because it's better for bacteria, because it makes me feel better about why I actually wear it on top of my clothes. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Not really sure what the night will entail, but we're basically going to Hickory's, which is around the corner from where we live. So yeah, let's go now. Mum's shouting at me to go because as usual I'm on the last minute dot. Okay everybody, I thought I would finally show you little bits of my TPN stuff. So what basically happened when I was in hospital was we have a home care sort of like district nurses like care team that deal with TPN in my area, and they're called Kalea. And I was basically like referred to them as a patient, and then they as an outpatient would deal with me for everything to do with my TPN. So in regards to like all the nursing side of things, like the equipment, like everything like that, anything to do with TPN, that's from a company called Kalea. So what happened was 2 Kalea nurses, which I did tell you on I think it was just before my discharge vlog, that they had to basically come do a home visit and make sure that I could be safe and here with TPN. So obviously I've told you quite a lot of times before, but if you don't already know, I live in a caravan, so I was very concerned that my current living situation wasn't going to be okay. But they did tell me they have other patients that do live in caravans, and it has been fine. You just basically need to have a sterile area, and when you do your TPN you need to have a sterile area. So every single hospital does it very differently and trains their patients differently, and I'm sure all around the world it's very, very different. But they basically said you just need a sterile area. Now I've seen people on TikTok doing their TPN off the kitchen side because they've sterilised it. I've seen people doing it on the beds once they've sterilised it. Like everybody does it so differently. But what they basically did was come to the caravan, made sure that I had a safe working space to do my TPN from, and then checked it like I had a place that the fridge could go for my compounded TPN, make sure that the fridge was in a safe space, make sure everything was going to be safe for me to be home and be on it. And they signed me off. They said it was no problem. They said I don't know why I was worrying. Like, they actually told me I've got a bigger space to do my TPN than actually some patients have, which quite surprised me. But anyway, what I did before I got home is, I know from watching people online like how much stuff people have when they have TPN. So I was like, where the hell am I going to put it all? Like, you know, I've got them medical drawers and plastic drawers that just keep all my medications in, anything's in my tubes. That wouldn't even fit a quarter of it in. Bear in mind, that would not, honestly, it wouldn't even touch it. So I thankfully ordered some drawers that are absolutely perfect for it. So I've wanted these Alex drawers from IKEA for ages, the big tall ones, and I've actually got them now. I got them for Christmas off my mum and dad, but I've wanted them for ages after I saw them on Mrs. Hinch, and I thought, I wonder if they do like different versions of it. So I had a look on IKEA and they did sort of like the Alex theme sort of style, but in like wider drawers and they're on wheels. So I thought that's perfect, you know, like if I need to move it, or if for any reason, you know, like obviously when I move home, like it's easy to move, and just like loads of things like that. So they seemed perfect. And what happened was, when I actually arrived home on the first night, a nurse came to do like a big visit, and she unloaded and unpacked all my stuff for me and told me the easiest way to sort of like organize everything and things like that. So everything that is in this video has, and how I store my TPN stuff, everything like that, has been signed off by a nurse, or I wouldn't have been allowed to come home. So yeah, I just want to put a disclaimer in there for that reason, just because I know everybody does it so differently, which is, I'm quite apprehensive to share quite a lot of the stuff to do my TPN, because with my feeds, like, it's a very different process. But this is much sort of stricter, just because of where the line goes to. So yeah, I just wanted to put out there that whatever I am showing you has been signed off by my nurses. Like I said, I wouldn't have been allowed home if it wasn't. And yeah, so I'm just going to show you sort of like what I've done, little changes that I've made maybe since I've been home, like what's easier for me, etc., like where I put things. Let me just turn around and show you. So this is the room itself. It's basically one of the, this obviously in a caravan you'd have 2 single beds in it. I don't know if any of you OGers that literally saw this caravan before we bought it, you would know which room this is. Blue actually's cage used to be in here, but obviously since I got told I was going on TPN, we removed Blue from here. So we don't allow him in here. You know, if he does get in, he gets in, but we try and keep him out of here as much as possible. I've just got some bags on the floor there actually, because I'm actually going away tomorrow to Wales, and it's going to be my first time going away with all of this. I am quite apprehensive about it, but I'm sure it'll all be okay. So basically, they're the drawers that I bought from before I came home. And luckily when they had already arrived when the nurse came home. These are what I got for Christmas, so they actually never was there when we first came home. But they've got all like my personal like makeup, like skincare, like all that type of stuff. And these are my TPN drawers, these ones here. I didn't have that bin before I got home, and for about 2 weeks or so I didn't have a bin. And honestly, you use a lot of stuff when you do TPN, so that's a saving grace. It literally is filled up within like a day. That's my sharps bin from when I get my bloods done every Thursday. This is my IV stand. So there are actually some flower, my dad put this basket on it for me. He's literally the cutest guy ever. You could buy baskets for IV poles and it costs an absolute fortune, so we literally just put it on with zip ties. But I've bought this to put around my pole. I'm going to do that later on. I don't know if you saw my pole at Christmas, put like tinsel on it, and that's just an empty bag. You can reuse them quite a lot, so I just keep that on there. So when I'm not using it, I tend to put it in the corner. This is just obviously a heater because it's cold. This is something that I've bought recently, which is an air purifier. Now it's quite a big one. I didn't think it was going to be this big, but I just thought, with me living in a caravan, with, you know, I've got dogs, I just want to be as safe as possible while doing my TPN. So this is something that I bought. I think I got it off Very, and yeah, so it basically, it looks weird on this light. So it looks pink on here for some reason, but it's actually blue. I don't know if you can see the blue light coming off it, but it's got like different lights in it. So I've just got it on auto, so it just basically comes on when it needs to. and you buy filters after it's been on for like so many days or whatever. I think it might be like 2 or 3 months, but it's got a light in it and it shows you how good your air is. So when it's blue, which is right now, which is apparently that's the best you can get, so I'm glad about that. But if it's on red, it's like bad, but it'll filter it out for you. So I'm really glad I've got that. It just makes me feel a little bit safer. So that's all that stuff, and then these are basically the drawers. So just on top of the drawers, the only things I keep on there really are the wipes. So that's what I use to wipe down the tray. Now I think I've already explained in one of my vlogs that basically I should have a trolley to do my TPN on, but they're out of stock everywhere. So like I said, as long as you have a sterile area that you're working from, and that's okay. So this literally here is my sterile area that I work from. So the only things I really tend to keep on here are the wipes that I obviously use to clean everything down beforehand and afterwards. This is the hand roll, this is obviously my hand sanitizer, and this is just my folder from the home care team that look after me. It's just got like important things in there, like anything to do with like me and my feeds, etc. So this is the first drawer. So literally just keep all of my alcohol wipes, Curo's caps. These are adhesive removal wipes. These are actually for something I use when I'm showering. Spoke about that another time. These are obviously all of my flushes. Second drawer is this is like my miscellaneous section. So these are all of my blood bottles. I get my bloods done every Thursday, like I said. These are just my bioconnectors. This is anything to do with bloods here. So they put that on the end of your line and then put it in the blood bottle. They're the syringes for the blood. This is anything to do with like dressings and things like that, so we use that to clean my thing. All my dressings underneath there, and I've actually got a couple of spare thermometers under there, but I've actually got a thermometer by my bed and I check my temperature every night, and I know that's insane, but just got the things in there like the red bags and pennies for the nurses when they come. I get really stressed when I can't shut it and things are sticking out. This drawer is all my gloves. So I've got medium size. These are ones that I got from hospital when I got discharged. These are large. I think I have just expanded that side because I had too many of them. This drawer is all my giving sets. This drawer is all of my dressing pack. And then this drawer, some of it's doing my TPN, some of it's not. I basically wanted to have a bit of extra room for my stuff, so obviously I'm using a lot of syringes for my J tube still, so I keep all of them there. These are just extra syringes for my blood, just because I couldn't fit them in the drawer up there. These are just extra chloropreps for my dressing. I think they're the same syringes there. This is the spare emergency tube that I've got for if for any reason my G tube or J tube comes out, so I keep that in there. All my drainage bags I also keep in there, and then my drainage bag covers I keep in there. I do actually have another one, I've got 3 so far that I just keep all in there. So that's the last drawer. So that is pretty much like where I store like my primary TPN stuff that I use every night. I do still have my medical drawers that all my meds are still in, but they're actually on the last legs, like they're literally falling to pieces, so I need to order some new ones. But I did get them like probably like 2 years ago, so they've done all right. They was only like £30. But yeah, that's where I keep everything. The only other, obviously something that I've not shown you is I've got like a spare box. I think I've got a spare sharps. I've literally got a spare of everything. I've got a spare sharps bin. I've got a spare pump, like all the spare things that don't either fit in there or that I can restock afterwards. I just keep underneath there in a box. I've also got in there like fluids, so on my prescription I'm allowed up to 2 fluids a week if I feel like I need it, because even though you're on TPN you could still get dehydrated and stuff, especially with me being sick, so I'm allowed to administer my own fluids, 2 a week if required. I've actually only used like 2 bags since I've been at home, but that's there. And then the only thing I'm not showing you is the fridge, so I'll show you that another time because it's really cold right now, and it's dark. I'll probably be showing you in the day, but basically obviously with our current situation we don't have a garage, so my dad has like a makeshift garage, and it's basically like the back of an Asda truck, if you can imagine, or like the back of like a supermarket, you know, delivery van. It's like the back of that is turned into a garage. It's quite cool and inventive really, but obviously the nurses saw it, was like absolutely fine, no problem. My fridge is in there, which I keep my TPN in, so every night I have to go outside no matter what the weather, and I have to go and get it. It's so cold sometimes. So that's in there, and inside the fridge, on the fridge it's got a thermometer thing, so it's got to be between a certain degrees that you're allowed your TPN at. And someone on TikTok like kind of like, I don't know what the word is, that like got me a bit nervous, because they mentioned that sometimes like the thermometer on the fridge might be broken, so like you could do with one inside the fridge as well. So like the day after someone said that, where is it, I'd contacted Kalea, the home care. I was like, can I have an in-fridge thermometer? So they sent me one. So I keep, this is a spare one, but I've got a spare one. So I've got one in the fridge and then one here. I've got this out because I'm travelling tomorrow to Wales, and I might do a whole nother video on sort of like packing to go to Wales, because I'm quite apprehensive about it. Like I said, it's the first time I'm ever travelling with anything to do with my TPN, and I'm a bit nervous. But yeah, I might show you kind of how we are intending to travel. We've had to get like a fridge for the car and like things like that, but I'm looking forward to it, but I'm just a bit like on edge, that's all. But the Kalea home care team have a 24-hour support line, so if I need anything, like I literally just ring them straight away. So yeah, that's pretty much the room. Obviously like I do have other things in here. I know some people have like a full dedicated room to TPN, but you don't have to. Like I said, as long as you have a sterile area, that's how I've been instructed anyway from my hospital and my team. So like I said, I hope that all like sort of makes sense now, because I've shown you like the background and quite a lot of clips and little bits here and there, but you've never actually seen it. So hope it makes sense. If you've got any questions about anything or anything like that, just let me know. Happy to answer them. I know sometimes like you can explain things as well as you can, but it's harder like when you watch someone's video. This is the worst lighting I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Look at how crazy my hair looks. So basically this is the makeshift garage that I told you about. So as you can see, it's like shutter doors, you know, like delivery trucks have. Anyway, this is my fridge. Oh, there's a moth. Ooh. This is the fridge. So it was actually provided by Kalea, which is really good. It actually says medical on there, I've only just noticed that. But it's got a thermometer thing on there, literally tells me what it is. And it's got a key on it, so I don't know why, because we keep the garage locked, but I always lock and unlock this, but the keys remain in there. And the Kalea that set it up just basically said, yeah, just leave them in there. But this is what my TPN fridge looks like. So there's literally nothing in it but TPN, and that's the way that they advised me it should be. So these are my glucose bags, which are the white, the like yellowy colour, cleary ones, and then my lipid bags are them ones at the bottom. I just try and like organise them. But I'm supposed to have 2 lipid bags a week, which is them ones, so they're like fatty bags. And then these are the clear ones. It's something to do with your liver. I don't really understand it very well. Just know to have 2 of them and 5 of them. So I organise it in date order. If I have any ones that are going out of date sooner, put them at the top, but I always keep my lipid ones in the same section. But again, I put the ones that are going out of date at the top. So right now I'm about to grab this one. Basically says expiry 2nd of March 2023. I always double check that it's got my name on it, but I also double check this again when I actually put my TPN on. But yeah, I'm gonna get this now and go inside and just lock the garage. But when I said that I didn't really want to show you, it's because it's so pitch black. Like, it's literally so pitch black. But I'm just gonna lock my fridge.
I'm waiting for something to change, 'cause when I'm not here, it's like I'm falling. And I don't know why I feel pain, 'cause when I'm not here, I keep on falling.
Okay, Bluey.
So
Shall we? Shall we go to Wales? Shall we go to Wales, big boy?
just gonna go to Wales. Blue didn't go to Wales. It was Mom and Dad, they were driving the car, yeah. Blue's going to the Wales.
Hey guys, it's the next day now. So me and James are literally on our way to Wales now. We're only about 5 minutes away from home, but we have decided to start our journey, not end. Start the journey.
It's going well.
Just by getting a little sandwich. And yeah, we're all packed, ready to go. I've actually filmed a vlog on like packing everything, first time at TPN, but I'm gonna close with this vlog now, as it's quite long, and I'm gonna start a new one about our Wales trip, and I'm really looking forward to it. Are you excited?
It's almost in. Bye.
He's excited. We're really looking forward to spending time with each other and the family, and baby, he's very excited. God knows what it's gonna look like with Blue there, but I'm sure it'll be lovely. But yeah, me and James are the first ones going. So I'm so excited. I packed everything. I hope that's my TPN right there in the fridge. All will be explained on my packing video. But yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Catch up with you real soon, and see you in my next vlog. Bye.